Now, with us today is from the Department of Public Safety here at USC is Sergeant Allegre. Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
You know, in light of the horrible events that took place in San Bernardino today, if there's an active shooter on campus, what should people do?
Well, the students, faculty, and staff should first familiarize themselves with their options and how to survive. And basically those options are to run or to escape from where the shooting is taking place. If that is not available, to lock and hide in place and secure themselves and conceal themselves. And last but not least, believe it or not, to fight back against the attacker. But that, I must emphasize, is the last resort.
So when you talk about fighting back, if a shooter's in the room with you, is it best to rush the shooter? What do you do if someone's in the room with who's armed?
Well, each situation is going to be different, and it's hard to state on a blanket manner what would be the best tactic to use at the time. But basically, if you've got a position of concealment that the shooter does not know where you are, and that position offers you protection from gunfire, not just concealment, but protection from gunfire, you might be best advised to remain hidden. However, if the only resort left is to fight back against the shooter, and especially if there are multiple people in the room, that is a viable option. And by the way, we teach a class on exactly how to do each of those things, to run, hide, and fight here at USC, and that is available for all faculty, staff, and students.
How do you sign up for this class?
All you have to do is contact us at DPS. In fact, you can contact me directly, and at the end I can give you my phone number if you like, and we can set that up for you.
Okay, awesome. And what kind of tactics can students and faculty learn by taking this course?
Well, basically we talk a lot about a survival mindset and how to position yourself in advance, not the day of the shooting because it's too late then, but in advance to have a mindset that you know what to do, you know how to respond, you know what your options are, and that you will survive. Then we go over some things that you can do in advance in your own place of work or business where you might find yourself, so that you're more familiar with your surroundings and know the ways of escape from your buildings and how to get out in the event of something like this. So we talk a lot about all that in the class.
So in light of what happened today in San Bernardino, people were nearby, heard about that there was a shooting. If something like that were to happen here on campus and people were to hear that there is an active shooter on campus, what are some hiding tactics to protect yourself?
Well, first and foremost, what we would recommend is if you can't escape from the building or wherever the shooting is taking place, the natural human tendency when we hide is to want to hide together because there's strength in numbers. Unfortunately, that's not the best tactic, because if we do that, the likelihood of the person being able to accurately shoot people that are clumped close together is much greater. So actually we need people to separate and spread apart when hiding so that the shooter must locate and find targets. It's a little bit more difficult for the shooter. So that's first and foremost. Then the next, of course, is to know the difference between something that will only conceal you, hide you, and that which will protect you, because bullets can penetrate a lot of things that we think will protect us when they really won't. So know the difference between what can hide you and what can protect you. And last but not least, be prepared to take the shooter on if that is the last resort.
Thank you so much for being here. I know that was very informative, especially with everything happening.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much for being here.